Welcome to a new episode of English for First Secondary. أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة مع مادة اللغة الإنجليزية للصف الأول الثانوي. Today we're going to start Unit 10. Let's have a look at the title and the objectives. Unit 10 is called What's Your Job? So from the title of the unit, we have an idea that this unit is going to be about jobs. Let's have a look at the objectives. The reading part is an article about jobs. We're going to read an article together that's talking about jobs. The writing part is going to be either to write an email asking for advice or a personal CV. Today we're going to learn how we're going to write CV through Unit 10. The listening part, students at a job fair. And then we have the speaking part, talking about job opportunities, the language, reported, speech, statements, and questions. And shortly, we're going to know what that is talking about. And the life skills, self-management, planning for the world of work. We're going to learn together how to plan your own future when you are ready to go to a certain job or look for work. And let's have a look here. It says before you start. Usually, before we start the reading part, we start with a question to ask ourselves so that it's a kind of warm-up to what's coming next. Let's have a look at the question. Here, the question says, what kind of jobs are popular with young people in Egypt today? So the question is asking about the type of jobs that are popular, الأعمال المشهورة بين الشباب in Egypt these days. If you think about it, you're going to find anything related to social media is really popular these days. أي عمل ليه علاقة بالسوشيال ميديا مشهور جدا. Like the bloggers, you have the food bloggers, you have the fashion bloggers, lots of things that are related to social media. Also, any kind of job that is related to technology, again, it's very famous. Like anything related to computer science, software, anything that is related to the media and the technology. So these are the most prominent jobs and the most used and sought after jobs these days in Egypt especially and all around the world. So here it says in this week's article called What's Your Job? We're talking to two young professionals about their work. So we have two young professionals. We're going to talk to them about their work and they're going to tell us everything that they do. Let's have a look. The first one we're going to talk to or we're going to read about is called Ali. Now, Ali here in front of us, if you have a look at the screen, it says Ali works in the casualty department. Before I continue, I need you to have a look at the picture from his uniform. So what does he do? He has to be either a doctor or a nurse or someone who works where? In a hospital. So he deals with people who are sick and need constant care. So here Ali works in the casualty department. So what is a casualty department? It is like the ER, the emergency room. It's a room or a department inside the hospital that is related to all emergency cases. He says that despite the long hours and hard work, despite means like although, بالرغم من, the long hours and the hard work, the job is incredibly rewarding. Incredibly means amazingly rewarding. This means that it brings to him something extra. Why did you choose to become a nurse? So here in front of us, now we know his job. So what is his job? He is a nurse. Well, I've always enjoyed caring for people. So that's the reason. I need you to be extra careful when you're reading with me because after that, we're going to answer together some related questions. So why did you choose to become a nurse? He's asking Ali. Well, I have always enjoyed caring for people. Caring for means to take care of. So it seemed a natural thing to do. I decided to apply to nursing college, did my training, and then got the job here. So apply, we took apply before. Apply means to fill an application and not only to fill an application but to try to enter or go to a certain college. So which college did he go to? Nursing college. Nursing in Arabic means tamrid. So he went to nursing college and then after that he did his training. After he finishes, he went somewhere to train and then after that he started a job at the same place he trained in. Let's see the next question. Here it says, do you like your job? So we know his job. So let's talk about his preferences now. Do you like your job? Yes, I love it. Although it is very stressful. Stressful means it brings stress. And here this is an adjective. At times. People are sometimes frightened. Frightened means really scared. So part of my job is to make them feel calm, which can be hard. So he doesn't only take care of people by giving them medicines and do that. No, he only tries to calm people down. Now, is there anything you don't enjoy? So is there anything that you don't like about your job? Let's have a look. Not really. Although I work from 7 till 6 p.m. every day, which is very tiring. So he likes everything, although the working hours are tiring, the working hours make him feel tired, he likes everything related to his job. What skills do you need to be a successful nurse? Skills means مهارات, things that you have to have in order to be good at doing something, and especially jobs. So successful here means ناجح. And successful here is an adjective. You need to be a good communicator. Communicator comes from the verb communicate. We've taken that a lot. Communicate means to deal with people. So in order for you to be a successful nurse, you have to be able to communicate with people. So be a good communicator. A lot of nursing is about listening to people's worries. Worries means things that worry them, make them feel worried, and explaining what the doctors are going to do. You need to have good medical knowledge. So what else other than being a communicator? You have to have good medical knowledge. So you have to know things about medicine. You're a nurse. 2, but understanding and kindness are really important. Being understanding to the people's problems and worries is really important, and being kind is really important too. So that is all about Ali and his job as a nurse. Now, let's see the second person we're going to meet today. Her name is Nadia. Let's have a look at Nadia and her job. So Nadia is a scientist. Scientist, we've taken the word before, عالمة, and works in a laboratory as a chemist. Why did you choose to become a scientist? My best subject at school was chemistry. So her favorite subject at school was chemistry, in Arabic, الكيمياء. So I decided to study it at university. She decided to take things further after school, and she went to the university and she studied chemistry. After I graduated, I got a 2-year contract to work here. A contract is what you sign when you go to work in a place. عقد عمل. What do you like best about your job? So what does she like about her job? I'm a very practical person. A practical person is a person who knows facts and who deals with facts and knows what should be done. A lot of my jobs are about trying to improve. Improve means what? To become better, to improve products or develop new ones. I enjoy the challenge, تحدي, and the variety of my work. Variety means many of the same thing or many of something. What else does she have to tell us about herself? Are there any challenges in your job? Are there any kinds of challenges in your job? Of course, any job has challenges. It can sometimes be difficult when you are working on several products and each one has a deadline to meet. So her problem here is that she could have more than one product and she has a deadline. Deadline means there is a time to submit or the time to finish this kind of work. So working on many products at the same time with the deadline, for her this is a challenge. The second question says, what qualifications do you need to be a successful scientist? Qualifications in Arabic means مؤهلات. So what do you have to have in order to be a good scientist? Obviously, you need a degree in science. A degree is حاجة علمية بوصل لها. After you finish university, you have a degree. Let's say that I went to the College of Law. Now I have a degree in law. I am a lawyer. Okay? But you also have to be good at problem solving. So you have to have a degree and you have to be good at problem solving. حل المشكلات. It's important to be able to communicate your ideas to other people too. You have to be able to communicate ideas to other people. And that can be difficult sometimes if they are not scientists. We learned all about Nadia and Ali. Let's answer related questions. Here it says, read the article again and answer the questions. Please go back to the article again if you feel that you do not remember the answer. So number 1, why did Ali become a nurse? I hope you remember. So he became a nurse because he had always liked caring for people. According to Ali, what is not good about his job? Long hours, hard work, and stress aren't good. So he has to be extra careful. What skills does Ali say you need to be a good nurse? What do I have to have in order to be a good nurse? You have to be a good communicator. You have to have medical knowledge and be understanding and kind. Why did Nadia become a scientist? What was her favorite subject at school? Remember? So her best subject, her favorite subject was chemistry. So she decided to study it at university. What are the two things that Nadia says are good about her job? So what is good about her job? If you remember, the challenges and the variety of the things that she does. What qualifications do scientists need? If I want to become a scientist, what qualifications do I have to have? A degree in science, درجة علمية في science, problem solving skills to be able to solve problems, and communication to communicate with people. What qualifications do both Ali and Nadia think are important to be successful? What do they have in common in the qualifications? So they both said that you have to have good communication skills. Among these articles, or the article that we have just read, we have some vocabulary words. Let's have a look together. The first word here is rewarding. What's the meaning of rewarding? Doing something that makes you feel good. The reward here could be financial, or it could be spiritual, that makes you feel good. So it could be in the form of money. I was rewarded with a bonus, or I was rewarded with being happy or being content about what you've done. So here the reward could be both money, or it could be something that brings happiness. Apply. Remember, apply here to make a formal request, use in writing. Remember, when we apply for a certain job, we have to fill an application. We've taken that before. Training. What's a training? تدريب. Learning skills you need for a job. Stressful. Something which causes worry. It makes you worry about something. And here, this is an adjective. Skill. The ability to do something well. مهارة. Contract. Remember, I told you it's something that you have to sign when you get accepted into a job. A legal agreement. Practical. What's the meaning of practical? Relating to real activities and events more than ideas. Not just ideas in your mind and you're not doing it. Practical here in Arabic means عملي. Qualifications. We said in Arabic means مؤهلات. Skills or knowledge that make you eligible for a job or work. Make you fit, or make you're able to join this kind of job. Casualty department. Remember with me? It is the ER. So emergency room in a hospital. When I say ER, it's the short form of emergency room. Apprenticeship. What's the meaning of apprenticeship? Working for a period of time to learn skills needed to do a job. It's more like a training, but it is for a certain time, and it's usually somewhere that is related to your field of work. Construction. Construction. The work of building something. البناء. Attendant. When you go on a flight or a plane, you have someone who helps you. She's called the flight attendant. So here the attendant is the person who serves people. بيعمل في الخدمة العامة with whatever. Someone whose job involves helping the public. مساعدة الpublic. Degree. What's a degree? Qualification you receive when you finish university. الدرجة العلمية. Industry. Industry came a lot in the translation. Industry means صناعة. Type of business that produces goods, products, or services. Care. When you care for people, take care of, offer help and support. Punctual. Punctual means on time. So here, happening or being done at exactly the time that is arranged. دقيق. Loyal. Loyal in Arabic means وفي. Someone who supports their friends even when it is difficult. Complete the sentences with these words. Let's have a look. Apprenticeship, attendant, construction, degree, and industry. In order to be able to answer this correctly, you have to read before the space and after the space to determine the correct word. Let's read together. When he left school, my brother Hassan got an space with a large space company that builds hotels around the city. So when he left school, so he got a what? An apprenticeship. So the second one here, space company. So here we have construction and industry. Industry means صناعة. And then construction related to building things. Here, after it, I have builds hotels. So it's going to be what? Of course, construction company that builds hotels around the country. He likes his job very much. My sister Layla has a space in engineering. في الهندسة. She has a what? Of course, it has to be درجة علمية. So what's the word for this? It is a degree. And she has a good job in the car space. في صناعة السيارات. So which word here goes? Industry. So car industry. In fact, her company makes the best cars. My younger sister is still at school. She wants to travel around the world. And she says that she wants to be a flight. I just mentioned that flight A, someone who helps people. Flight attendant for a big airline company. Another form of questions that we always answer together is choose the correct answer. Let's have a look. Adam wants to do A or Anne to learn how to be a lawyer. So I want to learn how to be a lawyer. Industry, attendant, or apprenticeship. It has to be, of course, apprenticeship. Number 2. The space of the building started 2 years ago. Industry, construction, casualty. The building, بيعملوا building. So it has to be what? صناعة building or construction, بناء, casualty, the ER. It has to be, of course, construction. To get a good job nowadays, you should have good. I should have good what? Qualities or apprenticeship or qualifications. Huh? مؤهلات. Which word is it? It is qualifications. He got a space for his hard work. Reward, qualifications, or degree. You never get a degree for hard work, of course. So it has to be reward. He finished college and got a space in medicine. What does he get in medicine? في الطب. It has to be a degree. At the gas station asked me if I wanted to fuel up. Someone who helps people. So it has to be communicator, apply, or attendant. And the answer, of course, is attendant. Let's take the lesson further with verbal collocations. So the first collocation here we have is meet. When I say meet a deadline. And here meet does not mean يقابل. Meet a deadline means that you have to finish it at the time that they mentioned. لازم نخلصها في الوقت اللي هم محددين. Here we have do a training or do a job. Get or find a job. Do or get an apprenticeship. Both are okay. Have, we say have medical knowledge. يبقى عنده معرفة طبية. Have a degree in, ينال درجة علمية فيه. Have a talk with, to speak to someone. And then get a degree in. So here degree in takes have or takes get. Both are correct. Moving to the derivatives, verbs, nouns, and adjectives. We've mentioned some of them when we were reading about Ali and Nadia. So we have the verb here, qualify, and then the noun, qualification. What's the adjective? Qualified. He is a qualified person. Apply, we've taken it before, application and applied. Reassure. Reassure means to make someone feel okay, to tell them don't worry, things are going to be fine. Now, the noun is reassurance and the adjective is reassuring. Reward. This is a verb. He will be rewarded, or he rewarded, the employer rewarded the employees. The noun is reward. I got a reward, or the adjective here, rewarding. We have stress, stress again, and stressful. So the verb and the noun are the same. Succeed, ينجح, success, and successful. Challenge, تحدي, يتحدى, the verb. Noun, challenge, and the adjective here is challenging. Looking at the exercise, choose the correct answer. The team has to space the deadline or else they will have to pay a penalty. With deadline, what do we say? Meet, get, or have? The answer, of course, has to be meet a deadline, to deliver at a certain time. She constantly needs to space him that everything will be all right. Here I have reassure. Which form do I need? Verb, adjective, or noun? Needs to here after it is followed by the infinitive of the verb, so it has to be reassure. Getting a high degree was, for me, challenging, challenge, challenges. Again, which form do I need? Here, I want the noun because I'm talking about something. It's the word, and before it I have the article, the non-defining article a. So what do I say? I say a challenge for me. Some people find working as a teacher very, I need here the adjective. Where's the adjective? It is, of course, rewarding. My brother is well to do the task given to him. I'm describing my brother. Again, I need an adjective. So here, qualified. Jane has a degree. With the word degree, have a degree. Which preposition? We say, of course, degree in computer science. Moving to something else related to the language, let's have a look. When we are talking about something, we need to add connectives inside the paragraph or the sentence or when you are speaking to make everything look coherent and that it is linked. So the connectives we're going to talk about today are in front of us, although, and, but, despite, and so. So what are these connectives? And when do I use them? So the first part, I have connectives to show contrast, العكس, like the antonym. So I need you to guess with me, which from here could show the contrast? And again, we have seen this in the article that we have read. We have although, but, despite. Which ones am I going to use? The first one is despite, and it gives the meaning in Arabic بالرغم من. So here, it has to be followed by a noun. A noun goes after it. بيجي بعدها اسم. Looking at the example, despite her hard work, she failed. أنا عندي هنا work ده إيه؟ It's a noun. I don't bring a verb here. يبقى I say despite her hard work, she failed. بالرغم من هي she worked hard, she failed. Although gives the same meaning as despite برضو معناها بالرغم من ولكن the form of it is different. Why? Because it is followed by a subject and a verb. So although here is followed also by a subject and a verb. Okay? Not a noun. Let's have a look. Although she woke up late, although and then she is the subject and then woke is the verb. If you compare between it and despite, you're going to find the difference. Here, despite is followed by the word work. So, but again, it shows contrast, but shows or joins two opposing ideas. فكرتين مختلفتين. Two opposing ideas. Let's have a look. They usually stay at home on Sundays. هما دايما بيقعدوا في البيت on Sundays, but they decided to go out. المرة دي بقى إيه؟ They decided to go out. So here, but joins two opposing ideas. طيب, and what about and? بنقول إيه في and? And joins similar ideas. Ideas that are the same. She wanted to apply for a job in construction and had an interview. هنا I'm adding to the meaning of the sentence. So it expresses a result. بتوريني نتيجة. She wanted to become a lawyer. So عملت إيه؟ She applied to law school. طيب تعالوا نشوف مع بعض an exercise that is related to connectives. Read very well before you decide what the answer is. Ali has a very good job at the hospital. And or despite he works in the city center. هنا أنا despite أنا قلت بالرغم من, does it give that meaning? No. So I'm adding, so and he works in the city center. He lives a long way from the hospital, but or so he does not drive to work. He lives very far, but or so he doesn't drive. Is this a result? It's not the result. So here the answer is but. He always cycles, so he always goes using a bicycle. Although or so he is very fit. He cycles every day, so that what is the result? He's very fit. So the answer here has to be so, or although بالرغم من, or so. It has to be, of course, so. Although or but he also helps at charity in the evenings. Ali does find some time to relax. He does a lot of things and finds some time to relax. So here بالرغم من هو عنده شغل كتير بيلاقي وقت ولا هنقول but. We're going to use but. No, he doesn't do that. Two opposing ideas, they are not opposing. Here I want to say بالرغم. So it's going to be although he also helps at charity in the evening, he finds time to relax. He loves swimming in the sea. He even swims in the winter, although or despite the cold weather. طب أنا هنا عندي although and despite, they give the exact same meaning. So how am I going to choose? I'm going to choose from the form of the sentence. إحنا قلنا مع بعض إن despite is followed by a noun, وقلنا إن although is followed by a subject and a verb. طب let's have a look. The cold weather. أدي adjective وأدي هنا إيه؟ Noun. So if this is an adjective and a noun, what do I use? Do I use despite or although? What do you think? Of course, I have to use despite the cold weather. Okay? Read very well before you decide what the answer is. More notes of vocabulary. Here we have the word, the synonym, and the antonym. Let me remind you, antonym means the opposite. So here we have the word caring, and what's the synonym of it? Concerned. مهتم. Cruel, قاسي, the antonym. Flexible means that he changes his mind, it's okay, he adapts with what's happening. So here the word is adjustable, and the antonym is fixed, no change. Stressful, worrying, and the antonym is calm or relaxing. We took relaxing at the beginning of the year in term 1. Practical, we said in Arabic, means عملي. Functional or efficient, same meaning. And then the antonym is impractical, not in, take care, im. Punctual, punctual means on time, دقيق. So the synonym here is timely. And the antonym is late or overdue, عدى وقته. Reassuring, reassuring. What's the synonym of it? Comforting. Baby, هدي الناس, it's going to be fine. And then the antonym is worrying or disturbing. All right, here we have reliable, trustworthy or dependable, someone you can depend on, and then the opposite is irresponsible. Let's have a look at the expressions and idioms and the prepositions as well. So the expressions and idioms, we have a variety of. A variety means different kinds of things. At times, في بعض الأوقات, can't wait means I cannot wait, مش قادرة استنى. It gives me the meaning of being excited. Legal agreement, which word gives me the word of legal agreement? It was contract, عقد. Good at, جيد في عمل شيء. Break down, break down here means to stop working. It doesn't mean to break يتكسر. It means to stop working. Be essential for him. Essential here, him. Not really. Good to. Being good to means I'm good to someone. Good at means you're good at something. You can do something well. This is the difference. He treats me well, he's good to me. Okay? I am good at taking care of people, so it makes a difference. Interact with means to deal with or communicate with. The prepositions apply, I say apply to, care for, interact with, communicate with, decide to. Decide to means يقرر إن هو يعمل حاجة. Choose the correct answer. There is a variety of products in that store. With variety, which preposition is used? Of course, it has to be of. My job offers hours. Employees could come at any time. So if I could come at any time, stressful, flexible, or inflexible, the opposite of flexible. Of course, the answer here has to be flexible. He is such a person. I can always depend on him if I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I depend on him. If you depend on that person, how can I describe him? So he has to be irresponsible, stressful, or reliable. Of course, the answer is here reliable. So we've covered all the vocabulary part that is related to jobs of Unit 10. Let's go to the language part. Today, the language part is really interesting. It is about reported speech. The word speech means talking. If you look at the screen, you're going to find in front of you a man who's saying something. Today, we're going to learn how to take what this man said and tell it to someone else. And this is something that we like to do a lot. We like to talk, right? So this man in front of you on the screen is saying, I am going out tonight. I want you to join me. He's talking to that lady. And then someone came to the lady and asked her, what was this man telling you? So she's going to tell him what the man told her. This is called reported speech. Let's have a look at what she said. She told me that he was going out that night. He wanted me to join him. I want you to have a look with me here at the two bubbles. We have two bubbles. The person, let's say that is Ben. Ben is talking, and then Sarah is reporting or saying what Ben has said. So here Ben says, I am going out tonight. I want you to join me. What has changed? Let's have a look here. Sam told me, so this was not there before, that here he says, Sam says, I am going out. Here she says, he was going out. And then it was tonight. Tonight became that night. He, Sam became he, and then here want became wanted, me to join him. So a lot of things has changed, but what about the meaning? Has the meaning changed? It hasn't. So the meaning here stayed the same. So I used the reported speech to report what words were said, but not the exact words. The same meaning in a different way. And if you look here on the screen, you're going to notice that the verbs were taken one step to the back in time in the past. So let's have a look at what reported speech is in details and see together how we can change from direct speech to reported speech. We use the reported speech to talk about what someone says without using their words. I am quoting what he said, but not the exact words. There is a certain change. Let's have a look at the example. It is an interesting story, she said. Someone wants to know what she said. So what are we going to say? She said that it was an interesting story. What has changed here? I need you to notice with me. Before I give you the rule, you will tell me the rule. So here, instead of she said, we put she said as it is, and then we added that. And in a minute, I will tell you why that is put in between brackets. It is an interesting story. It is the same. Is here became what? It changed into was. Was is which tense? It's the past. Is verb to be in the present simple. Was is verb to be in the past simple. An interesting story, nothing changed. So what has happened here? We have changed the present simple into past simple. Let's have a look at the second example. Sami said, will you travel to Aswan tomorrow? Sami asked if or whether I would travel to Aswan the following day. So Sami asked if. Instead of said, we said asked. Why? If you go to the end of the first sentence, here we have a question mark. So what is this? This is not a statement, it's a question. So because it's a question, said here was changed into asked. And then something was added to the sentence. What was it? Here, the addition is if or whether. Here you becomes what? I. Will travel. Will becomes what? Would. Will becomes would. And here we have tomorrow. It changed. Time expressions change into the following day. I know you're a bit puzzled. We'll take it step by step together. Now let's go to the steps and how to change. The first step is that said to changes into told. If I have Sarah said to Noah, said to has to change into told. What if I have Sarah said without any other name? Do I change into told? No, I leave it as it is. So Sarah said that, and you continue. Right. What's the second step? Change the pronoun. I have to change the pronoun. Sarah said, I want to finish my work now. So what do I do? Sarah said that Sarah's talking. She's saying I. When I'm reporting, so here Sarah is the one who's talking. So instead of I, what would I put? I will remove I and I will put something that goes with the word Sarah, which describes Sarah. She, of course. So I'm going to say Sarah said that she. Here we have want present simple. What do? I told you a minute ago, I changed it into the past. So what's the past of want? It is wanted. So Sarah said that she wanted to finish her work then. So here my changed into her. We often change pronouns I or we according to the meaning. Sometimes we can change you into I or we. How? According to the meaning of the sentence. Let's have a look. Sally said you are doing a great job. طب هنا you, is she talking to one or more than one? It is possible both. Let's have a look how. We're going to say Sally said that, we or I. If we choose we, we're going to say we're doing. If we choose I, we're going to say was doing. طيب تعالوا نبص مع بعض على السنتنس دي. ينفع هنا احط I or we? Let's have a look. Sally said to us, you are talkative. I need you to have a look here. Sally said to us. بتقول لنا احنا. So احنا here is going to be translated you means I or we. Of course we. I cannot use I because here it said us. يبقى لو هي قالت us يبقى هقول ساعتها ايه؟ we. طب هي لو قالت me ساعتها هقول ايه؟ I. طب if she does not say us or me I can use both. ممكن احط I وممكن احط we. So here the answer has to be Sally told us that we were talkative. تعالوا نبص على common error in front of us on the screen. عندي هنا I can walk to work with you Sarah said or said Sarah. ايه هو ال correct reported speech? Sarah said that. دايما عندي that between two brackets because I can either put it or remove it. Both are correct. Sarah said that. She اهو. I who's talking Sarah. يبقى I will be changed into ايه؟ She. ادي البروناون غيرناه. could walk to school with you بيكلمني أنا so I have to say with me. I can say with I. طيب إيه هي الانكوركت؟ سارة said that I هنسيبها زي ما هي. ينفع نسيبها زي ما هي؟ ساعتها إن أنا كده اللي بتكلم مش سارة. And then could walk to school with you. You is wrong. So what's the explanation? The first and second person pronouns change into the reported speech. I have to change the pronoun. Take it step by step. We're going to train and see how to do that. Change the tense. The second thing I have to do is to change the tense. طب ازاي؟ We usually move the verb tenses one step to the back in time. By now we've finished most, but not all, if not all, the tenses. Present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect. All of these are covered. خدنا كل التنسز دي مع بعض. So we're going to change from present to past. تعالوا نشوف. Adam said I was here yesterday. Was verb to be in the past simple. طيب ال past simple بيتحول لإيه؟ بيتحول ل past perfect. يبقى إيه ال past perfect had plus the past participle. يبقى what are we going to say? Adam said that he had been here the day before. And here will change into there. طيب tenses are changed as follows. تعالوا نشوف مع بعض التنسز بنغيرها إزاي. I usually walk to work said صفية. Here, Safiya said that she usually walked. So walk becomes walked. Present simple, past simple. طيب, I am going. Present continuous. It has to change into a past continuous. يبقى was going to be a flight attendant. Ran دي past simple. What do I do to the past simple? One step to the back. I jump one step to the back even more. ايه طيب one step to the back عن الpast اللي هو الpast perfect. يبقى ran will be what? Had run. have driven present perfect هتبقى ايه؟ had driven. اهي had always driven. طيب عندي هنا اخر اتنين هنبص لهم. These are called modal verbs. will and can they are called modal verbs. تعالوا نبص المودل verbs بتتحول لايه؟ Here can changes into could. May might. Must had to. Will would. Ought stays as it is ought. اوكي؟ وكل المودل verbs دي أي verb بيجي بعدها stays in the infinitive. I don't change whatsoever. I say can sleep, could sleep, will eat, would eat. The verb that follows the modal verb stays the same, no change. تعالوا نبص مع بعض. عندي هنا ago changes into before. طب last before. يعني last Friday the Friday before. Now بتبقى إيه؟ Then. Today that day. Tonight that night. Next, the following أو the next. يعني next year will be the following year. Tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Here, there, this, that, these, those. So change what the people say into the reported speech. Step by step مع بعض. I don't want to play football at the weekend said حاتم. I usually start with the name. يبقى what am I going to say? حاتم said. We put that. I will be what? حاتم is talking. يبقى ايه البروناون بتاع حاتم؟ he. طيب عندي don't want دي present simple. Take it one step to the back. Don't becomes what? Didn't. So حاتم said that he didn't want to play football at the weekend. في أي change in the weekend? Nothing. أهو حاتم said that he didn't want to play football at the weekend. Very important. Take it step by step to be able to answer. طيب we didn't see the children leaving for school this morning. My neighbors told me. I usually start with a name. يبقى عندي هنا my neighbors told me that we هتبقى ايه؟ neighbors talking. What's the pronoun that goes with neighbors? They. طيب didn't see دي past simple. Take it to the ايه؟ past perfect. So what's the past perfect of didn't see? It will be hadn't seen. The children leaving for school, nothing here. This becomes what? I hope you remember with me. This becomes that, and the morning stays the same. طيب I qualified 4 years ago and I am employed on the children's ward in a hospital. The nurse said to her friend. طويلة قوي, very long. Take it step by step, you'll be able to answer. We start with the name. The nurse said to will be what? Told. So the nurse told her friend that I will be what? هنا لو ما عنديش her friend ممكن أقول he أو she لأن nurse goes for both genders. So the nurse told her friend that هنا هيبقى she had qualified. عندي qualified past simple. Take it to the past perfect. Had qualified 4 years ago. عندي بتبقى ايه in front of you. Ago it will be before. And she هنا عندي am employed. am أنا عايزة الباست بتاع am was employed on the children's ward in a hospital. It is difficult to work with sick people or children, but it can be very rewarding. The doctor said to the reporter. So we start with the name. Said to becomes told. يبقى the doctor told the reporter that it, no change, is will be what? Of course it has to be was difficult to work with sick people, but it can is a model verb. What happens to can? It changes into could. The verb that follows stays the same. Be very rewarding. Number 5, Ben said to me, I didn't meet you yesterday because I hurt my ankle and wasn't able to move. Step by step. Said to becomes told. So Ben told me that. I, who's talking? Ben here is talking. So what do I remove I and put instead? Who is talking? Ben. Ben is a man or a boy. So I put he instead. So Ben told me that he didn't meet. Which tense is it? Past? Simple. I take it one step to the back in time. So the past simple becomes past perfect. So Ben said or told me that he hadn't met me, he's talking to me, yesterday because I will be he. Hurt is the past simple. What's the past perfect? Had hurt his ankle and wasn't able. Wasn't past simple again. How do I change it? Past perfect. Hadn't been able to move. This is how we change from direct to reported statement. Let's learn together how to do that in questions. So in reported questions, we have two parts of questions. Yes, no, questions, and WH. Yes, no is any question that the answer of it is yes or no. Anything that starts with do, are, can, shall, anything like this. What do I do? We use asked instead of said to. بدل ما أقول told هنا بقول إيه؟ asked. Let's have a look. Can you help me out? Sarah said to Sally. هنا there is a question, and how do I know from the question إيه؟ mark. يبقى هنا بدل ما أقول told I'm going to say asked. وهنعمل and we do the exact same changes. We change the tense, we change the pronoun, and we change the time expression. يبقى Sarah asked Sally. What do I put بقى؟ If it's yes no question I put if. بحط إيه؟ بحط if وبحط حاجة تانية. بحط حاجة تانية اسمها whether, and both of them are the same. There is no difference whatsoever. يبقى Sarah asked. First step بشيل said to بحط إيه؟ asked. And then after that I put if, she, or whatever the pronoun is, وبكمل عادي جدا. The tense go to the past. Let's have a look at something else. We use asked, inquired. Inquired يعني استفسر or wanted to know instead of said. يبقى أنا هنا عندي ممكن أقول asked, ممكن أقول inquired or wanted to know. They said can we leave now? يلا let's change it. يبقى they asked. أنا عندي هنا can دي yes no question. So what do I put? I put if or whether. يبقى they asked if or whether they could leave now. هتبقى إيه؟ then. عايزه اخد بالي من حاجه مهمه جدا. انا في question I start with the verb and then after that I put الايه؟ I put الpronoun. When I start the reported بعكس بحط if وبعد كده بعمل الpronoun and then I go with the verb. طيب we add if or whether اهو. Direct speech can I help you, and then the reported speech he asked if or whether he could help me. I make all the changes عادي بحط if أو whether. Will you buy this dress? Emilia said. Emilia asked. أحط إيه? What do I put? If or whether I would buy that dress. I changed this into that, and will buy was changed into would buy. طب ال WH questions بعمل فيها إيه؟ لما يبقى عندي where or when or what do I do? Do I put if or whether? No. I leave the question word as it is, but I make an inversion just like before. I don't start with the verb here. I start with the. I put the question word and then the pronoun or the noun, and then after that the normal verb. تعالوا نبص هنا مع بعض. علي said why did you leave early? هنا دي اهو WHY. يبقى هنقول ايه؟ علي asked why. you هتبقى ايه؟ I. طب did leave او leave هنا did leave دي past. يبقى ايه؟ why I had left early or we had left early. احنا هنا عندنا did leave is in the past simple, so I take it to the past perfect. Had left. Another form of questions that are related to the reported speech are the questions that I ask when I answer a quiz, like choose the correct answer. In order to do that, let's go to the board. Another form of questions is the choose part. Let's have a look together. Choose the correct answer. He said that he. I don't have the sentence that was direct. مش عندي direct sentence. How will I know? I'm going to know from the verbs that are in front of me. Take care, I'm not going to use anything in the present because the reported means reported. It was said and then you're telling me what happened. So most probably it's going to be past. Let's have a look together. Let's read. So he said that he will visit, would visit, is visiting, visited his friend the following day. So something in the future, but it is reported. So here the only possible answer could be is would visit, because here I'm using will, but in the reported part or the reported speech, will becomes would. Number 2, Ali wondered, said to or told that his son had bought a car the day before. So here I want to know, will I use said or told? Remember we say that we put told if I have said to someone. So let's read here after the brackets. Here we don't have a name. So can I use told? I will use told if I have another name. If I say Ali told Sarah, do I have a name here? There is no name. So if there is no name, this means that I'm going to use said. So here Ali said that his son had bought a car the day before. So the answer has to be said. This is a bit puzzling, but you have to read very well before you determine the answer. Number 3, Ola told me that she would, will, had, or to visit Tanta the following day. So would, will, or had. What do you think? Here we have visit. We have a verb here. So with modal verbs are followed by verbs in the infinitive form. So what do I use here? Will or would? Can I use will in the reported speech? I can't, of course. So it has to be would. So she would visit Tanta the following day. She said that she, to be a writer. So here we have want, wants, wanted, or is wanting. Again, I told you, if it's reported, this means it has happened, already happened, it was said, so it has to be in the past. So the only possible answer here is wanted. Number 5, he said, asked, wondered, wanted to know that he wouldn't be able to sleep until he had finished the work. طيب, هنا wanted to know shows a question. Asked and wondered shows a question. طب هنا, does this show a question? That he wouldn't be able to sleep? Of course not. So the answer will, said. It's a normal statement. Right. Number 6, they said that they phone, would phone, will phone, or phones us as soon as they arrived. Again, I said past simple. So here phone is not past simple. Will is not past. Phones, again, is not in the past. So the only possible answer is would phone. He said that he arrives, has arrived, had arrived, will arrive late the night before. Night before, which is possible here. Has arrived present. Arrives present. Will arrive, again, it's in the future, so I cannot use it. If it was would, it was possible. So the only possible answer here is had arrived. She asked, said, asked, said to if he could help her. Remember, we put if or whether with statements or with questions. Of course, it is used with questions. So what can I put here? It has to be she asked. Very good. Number 9, he asked me if I knew that his sister. So if, again, this means it was a question. So he asked me if I knew that his sister is, has been, had been, will be ill. Again, this is reported, so I have to take the tense in the past. So what did I say? The answer has to be had been. I told Clara that I don't have, I'm not having, didn't have, or doesn't have any plans. Most of them, or not even all of them, are in the present except one. So what's the answer here? It has to be didn't have. He asked where. This is a question. And is this yes, no, or WH? It's WH because you can see where here. So he asked where he can find, could find, okay, a nearby hospital. So the answer here has to be, of course, could find. The last part of the episode that we always go to at the end of each episode is the translation part. Translate from English into Arabic. GPS helps to determine exact locations easily and shows people how to navigate through the streets. What does that mean? Let's have a look. Let's go to number 1. يساعد نظام تحديد المواقع. So GPS helps to determine. على تحديد. Determine here is a keyword. It's important. So determine means تحديد. طيب. Exact locations. The Arabic here says موقعهم. موقع مين? They did not say in the English. So this word is not the correct one. So let's dismiss. So let's go to number 2. يساعد نظام تحديد المواقع العالمي. GPS helps to determine. تحديد المواقع الدقيقة. Exact locations. مواقع exact دقيقة. بسهولة. Easily. And shows people. So shows in Arabic means what? يوضح. So here so far so good. يوضح للناس كيفية. So it shows people how to. What's the meaning of navigate? Navigate, let's underline it because this is again an important keyword. Okay? So navigate means يتنقل في الشوارع, through the streets. So it seems that this is correct. Do I stop? I don't. Let's go down. يساعد نظام تحديد المواقع العالمي على تحديد المواقع بدقة. Here the word تحديد came المواقع بدقة. Okay, so here we have exact location. So we need المواقع الدقيقة, not المواقع بدقة. So here this part is not correct. So let's go to the fourth one. يساعد نظام تحديد المواقع العالمي على معرفة المواقع الدقيقة بسهولة ويوضح للناس كيفية التنقل في الشوارع. طيب, did I mention the word معرفة? To know? I did not do that. Okay? So here معرفة is not the wrong, it's not the right word. So معرفة here is the wrong word. So this means that our decision when we said that number 2 is correct was, so here the correct answer is this. So يساعد نظام تحديد المواقع العالمي على تحديد المواقع الدقيقة بسهولة ويوضح للناس كيفية التنقل في الشوارع. Moving to the translation from Arabic to English. يلعب التعليم دورا فعالا في بناء مواطن قادرا على مواجهة كل التحديات، لذا يعد استثمارا بشريا في كافة المجالات. Let's have a look at the English translation. Step by step, we do it together. Education plays. So يلعب التعليم. تعليم we said education. Okay, دورا فعالا. So here فعالا means effective and دورا is a role. So education plays an effective role. Rule here means قاعدة, not role. So from the get-go, this is the wrong word, dismiss. Let's go to number 2. Education plays an important role. Okay, so here فعالا is important. Important means هاما. So again, from the get-go, this one is the wrong word. This is the wrong translation. Education plays, number 3, education plays an effective role. So far, this is correct. So good. Okay. في بناء مواطن قادرا على مواجهة كل التحديات. In building a citizen, مواطن, this is a key word. Okay, so مواطن means citizen. Capable, قادر. So here, قادر means capable of facing, مواجهة all the challenges, التحديات. Again, this is a key word. Let's underline it. So we've just taken it there. Challenges means تحديات. لذا means thus. So again, this is a key word we've taken at the beginning of the year. Thus, it is considered, يعد استثمارا, considered a human investment, استثمارا بشريا. Let's underline this too. يعد استثمارا بشريا in all fields, في كافة المجالات. So it seems that all of this is correct. It seems that this is the right answer. Do we stop? Let's go to the last one. Education plays an effective role in building a citizen, all so far so good, capable of facing all the problems. Let's stop here for a minute. Here we say في بناء مواطن قادر على مواجهة كل التحديات. And here we have the word problem. Problems means مشكلات, not تحديات. So it seems that this is the wrong translation. So again, let's dismiss this translation. So our decision to choose the third translation was the correct one. Let's read again. Education plays an effective role in building a citizen capable of facing all the challenges. Thus, it is considered a human investment in all fields. So let's have a look here. This is the correct answer. By then, we are done with the first part of Unit 10. What's your job? Next episode, we're going to continue Unit 10. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice time.